Okay, I need to ask a question first. Kathryn, Mark, did either one of you ask for the teleprompter too? Because if you did, I'm going to have to take these shoes off. I can't stand there in these shoes that long. Our next award recipient. She was named one of Jersey's 20 biggest brains by the Star-Ledger newspaper. But Kathryn Uhrich says she still thinks of herself as just some kid from North Dakota. The Grand Forks native has used her self-described practical and grounded North Dakota values to create the person she is today, a scientist, researcher, university dean, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and world traveler. But somehow, that doesn't seem like an adequate description for this inspirational alumna who graduated cum laude from UND with a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and earned her PhD in Organic Chemistry from Cornell University. As founder of the Polymerics Corporation, her research has focused on polymer drugs that efficiently deliver treatment to targeted areas such as orthopedic implants, coronary stents, and arthritic joints. In 1997, she patented polyaspirin, which is now undergoing clinical trials as a material for a new type of cardiac stent. If that weren't a full-time job in itself, she is Dean of Mathematical and Physical Sciences in the School of Arts and Sciences at Rutgers University in New Jersey, where she oversees 6 departments and 300 faculty members. Kathryn holds more than 30 U.S. and international patents and has earned more accolades than we can list tonight. They include a few: the Pauli Fellow for the American Chemical Society, the Johnson & Johnson Discovery Award, and the Victor J. Cranley Award from right here at UND. Polymerics was named the Life Sciences Company of the Year in 2003 by the New Jersey Technology Council and was among New Jersey's top pharmaceutical companies in NJ Biz in 2005. Kathryn says her love of science and research began when she was a child, and in high school she took an internship at the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center here in Grand Forks. She went on to study chemistry at UND, and she says this is where she was inspired to continue her education and her research. She says, quote, "I thoroughly enjoyed my classes at UND, and it also gave me the confidence in terms of what it took to be a scientist and what it took to be successful," end quote. That positive experience prompted her to establish the Jeanette M. and Herbert W. A. Kroll Scholarship at UND, which is named in honor of her grandparents, who always encouraged her to do what she thought was best. Kathryn feels it is important to do the same for all young women interested in science and engineering by encouraging them to pursue their dreams. Kathryn. Thank you for showing us all what some kid from North Dakota can accomplish, for inspiring the future generations of UND graduates and staying true to your roots. Please come forward to accept your Sioux Award.
Thank you, Deanna, for that kind introduction. It's really unbelievable to be standing here right now. I'm overwhelmed. Receiving this honor from UND really means a lot to me. Receiving it from the place that made me who I am, receiving it in my hometown, and receiving it in front of my family. So you see a little bit of my history already. I like to travel, and I like to do some crazy things like jumping out of an airplane, or starting a company, which is also kind of a crazy thing. But like most kids, I was born a scientist. And as far back as I can remember, I was curious about things. My mom, Karen, worried about me when I'd closely analyze my food, as I'd try to figure out how the meat kind of stuck to the bone. And I would rightly so worried. And my dad, Gil, encouraged and enabled my curiosity by allowing me to drive the car when I was at 16, but only after I learned to change the oil and how to change a tire. And so my grandma and grandpa Kroll, after whom I named the scholarship, patiently answered all my questions and encouraged me throughout my formative years. But I'd say the first true step on my career path was when my high school chemistry teacher, Mr. Burdock, who is here with us today, informed our junior class in high school about a summer research opportunity at the Human Nutrition Center, i.e. the Nut Lab. I still remember going to my interview at the Nut Lab as a 16-year-old student wearing my best debate clothes. Not only did my experience at the Nut Lab earn me my senior nickname, Rat Killer, it opened my eyes. Until then, I didn't realize that my curiosity could be put to use, that asking the question was similar to forming a hypothesis. So my mentor, Frosty Nilsson, who is also here today, encouraged me the following summer to return and spend the next summer in the Nut Lab, so I did. He also encouraged me to apply to college. Without his encouragement, I'm fairly certain that I wouldn't have gone on to college and probably not into science, so thank you. Ultimately, I chose the University of North Dakota because of the great capabilities that there are here, and because of my work experience in high school, I chose chemistry as a major. And it was here at University of North Dakota where I first learned how to learn. It was here that I learned how to question. And it was also here where I learned humility. I really earned my C+ in organic chemistry. I earned it. It was an 8 a.m. class, 8 a.m. class, and thus difficult for me to attend, 8 a.m. So as a 4.0 honors student from Grand Forks Central, I was absolutely humiliated with a failing performance on the very first exam. So I worked my butt off the rest of the semester to bring my grade up to a C+. And it was an invaluable lesson for me. I learned that I needed to learn differently. I learned how to organize my time. And I learned that raw intelligence only gets you so far. And so a few years later, I earned my PhD at Cornell University in organic chemistry. Stubborn I am. So it was also at Cornell where I re-met my husband, Jeff. We graduated from Grand Forks Central as co-valedictorians, but traveled in different social circles. He was a hockey jock. I was the debate geek. I'm pretty geeky, if you haven't figured this out already. The two circles didn't overlap in Grand Forks, North Dakota, but they did overlap in Ithaca, New York, where the architecture building stands right across the street from the chemistry building, so it was meant to be. And it was love at second sight. So organic chemistry motivated me again in an unexpected way many, many years later. While teaching organic chemistry at Rutgers, which is again an 8 a.m. class, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But during this organic chemistry class, I had an aha moment. While lecturing the class on how they're going to go into the laboratory and make aspirin, the aha moment hit me. Why not make a polymer version of aspirin? So what Deanna began to tell you about, and what I haven't fully shared yet, is that my research specialty is polymers or plastics that can be used to heal your body. And thinking about how to describe this research with my grandma Uhrich in mind, I named it polyaspirin. The idea is that polyaspirin could be a burn dressing that could protect your skin, and then it would biodegrade or break down like aspirin to locally relieve pain and inflammation. And it was at that moment, in front of about 300 students at 8:13 a.m., that the idea of polyaspirin was invented. So it was in 2000 that I started my first company, Polymerics, to develop and commercialize this discovery. So Polymerics was recognized as New Jersey's best life sciences healthcare company. It was cited as one of the top 10 pharmaceutical companies in the state of New Jersey and raised over $20 million for this one technology. This technology is now being spun off into several other companies that develop other products such as food wraps, a smart saran wrap that prevents bacterial contamination, as surgical sutures that control infection, as treatments for various eye diseases, and as cardiac stents, which are currently in clinical trials. So as my story of dissecting food hints, I find inspiration everywhere. You saw that I find inspiration on in a hiking trail in the Patagonia glaciers, in the stands cheering on the UND football team to beat Northern Arizona on Saturday, going to be inspired, and in the classroom teaching organic chemistry. So to conclude, my family, friends, and mentors have made it possible for me to stand here today. My brothers, Gil and Corey, and my sister, Chris, have all given me so much support over the years. And then my nieces and nephews, who so inspire me with their extraordinary questions and limitless creativity. But lastly, I need to thank UND, who provided me so many opportunities. I can't even begin to list all the professors and all the students who enabled me and allowed me to get to where I am today. So, UND, University of North Dakota, and with all the students and professors, thank you.